what you probably think it has. We all have our struggles.
Have you ever been in love?
A long, long time ago. You?
So many times. Yeah, all the time.
Welcome to the future. Life is good, but it can be better. And why shouldn't it be? All you need is to want it. Think about finally having everything you always wanted.
I can save today, but you can save the world.
Steve.
Diane. Now, I take what I want in return. Everyone must see. The world needs you. You know what you need to do.
Nothing good is born from lies. And greatness is not what you think.
It's all art. That's just a trash can.
It's just a trash can. Yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the one and only Kharlie Brown, and I'm here right now to talk to you guys about the movie that just recently dropped on Christmas Day itself. First off, I hope you guys all had a great Christmas, and if you weren't able to be around your loved ones, I'm hoping that you were able to talk to them on Snapchat and Facebook and all that other stuff, and to get your face out there in front of people. I know you probably weren't able to touch those people because of the whole COVID situation that's going on, but you can touch them with just your words. Now, I hope you guys all had a great Christmas. But the movie in question that we're about to talk about right now is about to do a quick review for is the movie Wonder Woman. Now, Wonder Woman dropped on Christmas Day by Warner Brothers on HBO Max and in the theaters. Those of you that were able to go out to the theaters to enjoy it, and some people were actually able to, to sit at home and enjoy the movie. I hope, I'm gonna say this, I hope that enough people saw it, and because right now there's word out that we're getting a third Wonder Woman movie. I think that was already on the board anyway, so it really didn't matter if this movie did good or bad. We're gonna get the third movie regardless. Now, the reason why I said good or bad is because I always rate the movies where it's like a pass or a fail. Just something simple, like a low fail or high fail, or somewhere in the middle, or a low pass or a low pass or a high pass. It's okay. It's right there in the middle. It's not a failure and it's not a pass. It's the first time ever. It's just blah. It's just right there in the middle. The thing is, I'm trying not to make the same mistake that I did with Star Wars. When I saw the last Star Wars movie, I think I was just so excited to actually see the movie that I was like, man, yeah, and I said all this great stuff about it, and I didn't see the problems with the movie. And then when I seen it the second time, I saw problems with it, and then I was like, why did I? Maybe, you get so excited about something, and you get worried that, like before, like in the past, there was a lot of movies that came out that you wanted to get a sequel for, and you were just like, well, I'm gonna say it's good because I want to make sure I get the sequel. I want the story to continue, stuff like that. Same thing with like television shows that you watch. You like, oh man, that second season was terrible, but at least we're getting the third season. We can fix that all up. So anyway, you're getting the third Wonder Woman movie, and again, whether it was good or bad, they were going to do it anyway. Now, I don't want to talk negative about the movie, but I think I got to, because I'm trying to give you guys my opinion on it. And again, this is just my opinion. First off, the big thing to me is that it didn't have an actual villain. Neither one of the characters were actual villains. Spoiler alert, by the way, just in case I spoil something, I'm just gonna say it now because I may give something away from the movie, and if I do, I apologize, but spoiler alert. So if you don't want to watch this right now, stop it here, go check it out, and then come back and then continue with the video. But the thing is, to me, neither one of the characters that were supposedly the villains were actually the villains. To me personally, I think that they should have waited and built up the character of Cheetah and then had Cheetah in the next movie. And then I was reading online that they were saying that Cheetah's supposed to be in the next movie, but I don't see how that happens, because if you saw the movie, there's something that happens that grants her to make her become actual Cheetah. And when she becomes actual Cheetah, there's no way they'll have to try to explain another reason for her being Cheetah in the next movie. And then the reason she got strength in the first place, strength and speed and stamina in the first place, is because of well, I can give this away. There were wishes that people can make from this thing called the Dreamstone in the movie, and she made a wish. The wish came true. Now, but the whole plot of the movie is, it's like the monkey paw. You have to denounce your wish, and in order to get back, so you make a wish, and then by making the wish, you give something up in exchange for making the wish. Okay, it's not like Aladdin where you just make a wish, you got 3 wishes and you move on. No, you make one wish, you only get one wish. And then it kind of confused me, like if the character made that wish, and if the character denounced the wish, how could she be in the next movie? So they're gonna have to try to explain something to try to put her in the next movie if she is gonna be in it, because again, that could just be a rumor that I saw online. It might not be factual, but there is gonna be a third Wonder Woman movie. The guy who played Mr. Lord, his character was supposed to be a villain, but it's like he didn't do anything like really villainy. Like, the people who he was in contact with were really villains. Like the president was wishing for stuff. It was like, why would you wish for that? And other people were just making decisions where it was like, the people who he was interacting with to get them to make their wishes were more of villains than what he was. Like, their actions, the things they were doing. He was greedy, but it wasn't, I don't even know how to really explain it, but to me, he didn't come off as a villain. There was no actual villains in the movie. I mean, from the comic book, he was a villain, and the comic book Cheetah was a villain. But if you watch this, it's like, all right, I guess they're villains. I mean, but it's to the point now where they're making villains where you sympathize with them. But that fine line that you have to where it's like, well, this person is a villain, and they do things where you're like, oh, well, yeah, that guy's a villain. Like, you see a Joker, you're like, oh, all right, that guy's a villain. And then you see Thanos, it's like, okay, but it's like you agree with him, but still, the stuff he does is like, okay, he's a villain. But I can still say he's a villain. These 2 characters, I'm like, in my personal opinion, they're not really villains. And matter of fact, I'm just gonna get this way because this came out in a trailer. It was something else that happened in the movie where I was just like, well, that doesn't make sense. Wonder Woman did things in the movie to where I had to question whether or not she was the actual hero. Now, mind you, people make mistakes, yes, but like, it was like, I mean, she stole something. She basically the character Steve Trevor comes back in this movie, but he comes back possessing somebody else's body. And she sleeps with the person's body. So she didn't sleep with Trevor. She slept with the guy. So you basically raped somebody, right? I mean, I don't know how that works, but it's like she did things where it was like, did you think about that before you did it? Like, it did. Are you truly a hero? Because some of those mistakes you're making are just stupid. It's like, I mean, I know it's 1984 and people were dumb, but you're older than everyone else in the movie. Like, I don't. There were just things that she did as a hero that were questionable, more so questionable than things that the villains did. That were their so-called villains. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where you draw the line to say this person's a hero and this person's a villain. Because if the villain is beating people up, the same people that you were beating up, is she really bad? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I want you to explain it to me because I'm left out in the cold. But this movie actually showed something else that another reason why I don't like. Well, the main reason why I really don't like reading DC comics. The Justice League is filled up with gods, like actual gods. Like Wonder Woman came from Greek gods, like actual gods. Superman is from another planet, and he can literally hold like a black hole in his hand. So they're gods. So when I'm watching this movie, I'm just seeing all the stuff that she can do. Like, hey, I can make something go invisible. Hey, I can fly by grabbing wind, or was it clouds? And then it was lightning. So was she really flying, or was she like floating? Like I mean, there's a lot of questions that I have after. I don't like watching movies where I question so much about the movie. It's like M. Night Shyamalan movies. It's like, why would he do that? If you did so, M. Night Shyamalan, you know, in M. Night Shyamalan movies, he does all this stuff leading up to this big reveal at the end of the movie. He does that with all his movies, and it's like he's one of those directors where it's like, oh, you don't get it? Well, I guess you're not smart enough, you know. But I wanted so much to just say, I wanted Wonder Woman to be so great because how movies have been coming out. There's movies that came out this year that were really good, but they were like under the radar movies, and there's movies that were like on the radar and above the radar, but then when they came out, you were just like, what is this? All in all, the main thing is I just have a lot of questions about the movie. So I couldn't really enjoy the movie. I watched it twice so far, and I didn't really enjoy the movie because there were so many questions I had. But I will tell you this though, the relationship with Steve and Wonder Woman, how they were acting, and like, yeah, he was a fish out of water. I like how they did that from the first movie to the second movie, because in the first movie, you know, Wonder Woman was coming to man's world, there's a lot of stuff she didn't understand, and it was comical. In this movie, he was coming from the decade that he came from to the decade today, and it was something he didn't understand, and it really excited him, and I thought that was great. Gal Gadot as actual Wonder Woman, she did another amazing job. She was great as Wonder Woman. It was just the writing, a lot of stuff that the writing, I was just like, I was scratching my head like, well, that doesn't make sense. And the guy who played basically everybody acting in the movie did a great job with conveying certain things about the actual characters. There's a lot of stuff I would like to have been built upon. Like you could have saved some of the cheetah stuff for the next movie, because I wanted to see a lot more with her character, because what she did with her character, I really loved it. I'm trying to say all the things that I really loved about the movie. You know what else though? I thought about this too. You know when you see those movies where this is a negative. I don't want to bring up another negative, but anyway. So you know how you see some movies where the and it's kind of cliche, where you see like the girl, she's all frumpy, and like no one really pays attention to her, and like you see that in a lot of movies. What they didn't go to that level. They went beyond that level to where it's like the movie, like she's all that. All of a sudden she takes her glasses off and everybody's like, oh my God, look at her. But it's like they didn't really even pay attention. They didn't notice her when she's in the room. You know, that's one thing. But these dudes in this movie were like vicious. Like they were like, oh, she dropped something, and they're like, oh, hey, how you doing? And they're just like, why you even breathing the same air as me? It was like, so it's like, there was this mean. Like, I can understand not noticing someone in the room, but like, it was like they were going out of their way to be mean. Like, it was just like crazy mean. Like, there's a scene that was supposed to be funny, but it wasn't funny at all, where the one lady walks up and asks about the woman that plays Cheetah, and she's standing right in front of her, and she goes, well, that's me. You hired me. It's supposed to be funny, but I'm like, dog, like, it's not funny, because they had already shown an interaction with somebody else walking by that already put a bad taste in my mouth. So then when you do that scene, it's like, what? Like, nah, that's stupid. Like, wow, I don't get it. Why would you do that? All right. And then they did this thing to where it's like, first she can't walk in heels, and all of a sudden now she can walk in heels. So I guess that makes her sexy. And it's like I can't stand seeing this in certain movies where the person goes to sleep, or they're asleep, and then they wake up, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, something's going on. They like, oh, it's so hot. They take their coat off, and all of a sudden now they're sexy. Or like, all of a sudden now they got 6-pack abs. Or all of a sudden, it's like, dude, you went to sleep. That's all you did was went to sleep. So she goes to sleep, and she wakes up, and then she takes off her stuff, and then she rips something, and then she has like these sexy pants on, and then she can walk in heels, and she goes into a place to buy a dress, like, you know, like Pretty Woman. She goes into a place to buy a dress. Then when she walks out, she looks in the mirror, and she's like, I don't know. It's like, bro, like, everything about the character just totally changed overnight. Like, everything. Like I understand that in the movie, you can easily explain that way by the wish thing, but it's like, we've seen that in so many movies before. It was too cliche. I wish they would have went a different direction with it, to where it was like, it was more like she's noticing more like, oh, wow, like, what? Like, not just getting confidence. It's like she notices the confidence that she's getting, you know? Like, there's a difference between the two. I guess I would have to do a whole nother video to actually explain better. But what else was good about the movie? You know what else he did in the movie? Oh, it's no negative. You know those movies where they had like the beam in the sky in the third act? They did that again, but just and then and then it's like there's stuff where it's like, it's really cheesy. It's like watching like old school Superman, like Superman 3, where it's like the cheese level is like really high, and you're like, man, could I get a cheeseburger with that cheese? It's like, bro, all in all, Wonder Woman Part 1 was way better than Wonder Woman Part 2. They're getting a third one. Hopefully, you know, it's better, and I don't leave with so many questions. And they don't do the damn beam in the sky thing for the third act. I'm so tired of that. Oh, man. With that being said, it's not a terrible movie. I know it might seem that way from the way I talked, but it's not a terrible movie, and it's not an extremely good movie. To me personally, it's just right there in the middle. There's things in the movie that you could take away that you would enjoy, and there's things that you can find that you will question. But all in all, it's just right there in the center. So I'm not giving it a pass. I'm not giving it a fail. I'm just going to say, hey, who is on the line? If you can pick up what I'm putting down around the time, Kharlie Brown. Ta-ta.